Okay, now I think we're going.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This thing's a little touchy.
If you had a chance to look over the minutes, is there any additions or corrections? I had 2 or 3. On the very first page, last paragraph, we're talking about, Greg said it drains better. 258 roads and the drainage is not working. Greg said it drains better.
Should be like it drains better or
Okay, change.
he to it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably more. Commissioner Shealy asked Mr. Gary if he consulted an engineer, would probably sound better.
Second page, top paragraph. Sheila made the motion to sign a letter of thank you to all the first responders. You responded. Should say probably who responded instead of you responded, maybe.
Oh, sorry.
What's
Top paragraph, third sentence, third line.
that was not in order? Yeah.
Is that page 3?
Page 3.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
Who
jumping.
responded?
I'm jumping ahead.
Page 3, paragraph 1,
I'm sorry.
The next paragraph,
2.
I've got a question. Is that in the middle of that one used sorbent plus labor? Is that an absorbent or what? I didn't understand
I
the.
copied it right from her thing, so I don't know.
Okay. Well, maybe it's correct. That verbiage is not familiar to me. Back on page 2, right above the graph in the center, it's kind of redundant. We got
For the
on a list of 2 dump trucks and a tractor and mower, an amount of $413,000 for 5 years, and then I think we can scratch that next
Oh,
because
okay.
it says the same thing over.
Duplicate line.
Yeah, just makes it read better.
Well, we need to keep in there, board received 1 bid from exchange, but that next,
Mm-hmm.
strike that for the purchase of 2 dump, if you're just saying it again.
Yeah, I just typed it, you know.
That's all that I caught, there may be more, I don't
That's
know.
probably it.
It's all right.
Do you have any?
Was that the meeting we discussed the process of hand ballots, written ballots? Wasn't that last meeting? I just didn't see anything in there. I can't remember if it was last meeting or the meeting
What was
before.
it?
What's
Remember we
that?
asked the procedures of.
That was the meeting before.
Okay.
The ballots.
Or was it?
Right.
I thought it was
How
last
correct,
week.
how correct they
Oh,
were.
I might have forgot that one. I could put it in there.
Okay.
Maybe you're right.
I thought it was
I
last
think it was
week.
last weekend.
Yeah.
Yes, you're
We was
correct.
gonna be a little bit lenient, but we couldn't have like, let's say, Mrs. Shielder back or.
Well, I
And
think
the
I think
writing-
it's just having like the procedures on who that review board, who's who's on the review board, the whole process of how to calculate those.
Yeah, because we need that online and clarified before the election, not after, so it don't
Correct.
make, so it look like we're impartial. Who?
You mean because we are impartial?
Yes, I mean that sounded. Yeah, I agree. That's the reason I even said because we are impartial, because it sounded funny.
You don't want it spelled out, but you want it.
Does anybody else have any corrections or comments? If not, I entertain a motion we approve them as changed.
So moved.
Second.
Then move to second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Any commissioner report or committee reports? What did we ever decide with Project Concern? We're doing it on November the 14th,
I think it's a 10.
10th? Okay, yeah, because the 14th, we're gonna count ballots, correct?
Okay, and on the 14th, I guess I need to ask, I know you're gonna count ballots, but it'll have to be during the morning session, not the afternoon.
14th's on a Monday.
Uh-huh.
It's on Monday.
Yeah, we gotta
So
do
can
it
we flop-
on Monday
flip-flop?
anyway.
Can we flip-flop and, or it doesn't matter, but you have to canvass in the morning.
We have to do it in the morning.
So you're saying do it Tuesday morning
We'll do
No,
it Monday
Monday
morning.
morning.
and then have the meeting at, what we done, well, I don't know.
Well, it's either have it and then go to your work session, or just do your whole regular and then have your afternoon as your work session.
How long will that, well, we don't know how long that canvassing will take, will it? Could we
You wanna
convene
keep-
for the purpose of the canvassing and then reconvene as a regular meeting after lunch? And that
Well,
might be
then-
less confusing.
Then you're gonna have to post it that we're gonna have our regular meeting on the 14th in the
I
afternoon
didn't
versus the
wanna post it
15th.
until I knew for sure.
Well, we need to do that anyway because we have
You
to,
wanna keep
I
it
say just
separate?
do a regular meeting. I don't
That's
think
what
I don't
think
think
it
you
is.
really need a workshop, do we?
but we
So
will
you're
convene in
saying-
the morning for the sake of canvassing.
Yeah, canvas votes and then just go into
You're
a regular
saying do it
commission
all
meeting.
Monday or do the vote Monday and the meeting Tuesday? What
We
are you
can't
saying?
do anything on Tuesday because that's KAC. We have to do all the
Oh,
whole
okay.
thing on
Okay.
Monday anyway.
Let's
Just
do
do it
all.
Monday morning.
Monday morning, starting
Yeah.
at 9?
Sure. I
And
don't think-
forego the workshop and then just,
That's what I would
well,
suggest.
then how you gonna tell the people what time open session's gonna be?
Well, we
Well,
just
open session
announce
starts at
the
9
open
o'clock,
meeting.
because open session, they can come in.
You're just
for
canvassing the
canvassing.
votes, and then you just you close canvassing the votes, and you go into open meeting,
Okay.
regular commission meeting.
Okay, I'll put that
So-
on the,
So,
out there,
Monday the 14th at 9 a.m.
9 AM. Contact. Here.
And then we're going directly into open session after the
Meeting.
canvassing. Okay.
and you said our project concern was November 10th?
10th.
And what is happening on that?
That's just when we have our meeting down
Okay.
there.
I thought maybe there was something.
Nothing special that I know
Okay.
of. Well, we're running ahead of schedule, but if Joe, you're ready, you're scheduled at 1:30.
Here's what I can sign.
I had it and fumbled it. I'll get it.
I get it.
You want me to go over
Sorry
there and
about
get
that.
my little thing?
Yeah, we need to.
You will grab it.
All this is tax credits closing for the rentals and windows and doors at Memorial Hall.
Okay, that's what it is. I thought this was going to be the price for the doors.
No,
You might give me a heart attack here.
this is already paid, we'll get 25% of this back, so.
Is this, do we have any tax credits to sell right now? We don't.
Scott was,
I talked to him, he said they sold theirs, they just sold them to a bank,
okay,
so.
there was some with that,
That were
Of
ours?
ours?
yeah.
Okay.
Because that's the reason why he gave them to you to sell. He took them back, is that what you're saying?
Well,
That's Atchison County's building.
they had funded
The doors.
something.
Something,
This was
didn't they?
like 2 years ago.
That's been a couple of years ago, so I
Would
don't.
they just do
If you
though?
want, I'm sure I could check on that to see. But I'm pretty sure that Scott gave you his because you had some to sell for the county. Unless you sold them for the county and didn't sell his.
I don't think we've sold any.
Well, it's been a while.
long time ago.
We've sold them, we've done it at least 2 or 3 times.
Mhm.
That's been quite a while ago.
It's been a while, yeah.
Right, but I think there was one still out, but I don't know, I mean, I've never, once I hand them over, I don't follow up with them, so. But there's one I can call the state and see.
Well, I'll have to anyway when we do this, so I'll check.
Okay.
This is on windows and doors,
It's, tax credits,
but it was on the windows and door
windows,
replacement.
doors, and lintels.
Mhm.
It's also got, there's half of the front and the chimney that's on there, which is about $30,000. That is Memorial Halls. That's part of that. So there's actually about $130,000 worth of tax credits. You get 25% in whatever custom selling for. So, I don't know, 30,000 maybe.
For 90,000 credits?
Maybe 130,000.
And you could only get 30,000 for that? Looks like you-
We get 25%, we sell the 25%, and usually we get 92 or 93% of that.
Oh, okay, that's all
Right.
right.
It's actually about 23%. Because you lose a couple of percent for somebody to buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Since we can't use them, since we don't pay income tax, we can't use them. But when you sell them, somebody has to have a little bit of an incentive to buy them. And I think Pat last time got 90-some% or something.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I'm surprised we get that much.
Well, they spend like cash to the Department of Revenue, so.
It's a little bit of savings. The commissioners had a chance to look over this. I'd entertain a motion to give me authority to sign off for tax credits.
So
Or do we all need to sign off?
I just need yours on 3 places there. First page, third page, and the last page.
Okay.
Also move.
Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, do you want me to sign the one that's yellow, or you want me to sign the one that's not got the marker?
Plus yellow.
Okay.
The first, third, and last page.
Do you want to sign duplicates or copy that?
I have to use it for myself. I'll use it.
I could put it in file on my back,
So,
if anybody, if anybody,
Okay, well, you can sign yours or somebody's name.
I mean, I could just put it in the back with the other tax credit stuff in case somebody.
I think it'd be nice.
But for myself, all I need is that one day send it to the state. Of course, I'll make a copy of it. and send it.
See if I can hang on to it this time.
All right, thank you. And then I've got 2 more things about Memorial Hall, and this is just a heads up so you know what they're doing. Along the front, out by the street, there's a place that when we put in that a concrete, it was made to have stone inlaid in it, and they have decided, I think, on what they're gonna carve into it now and everything. Anyway, they're working on that, so it's just kind of a heads up. They're paying for it, but I just wanted you to know if you heard it,
Who's they?
Memorial Hall trustees.
I just want to be sure that I,
Yeah, they'll pay for that. Also, they're looking at there's a bronze plaque out in the front
Mhm.
that's World War I, and we're working on getting a plaque for everyone else who has been killed in action since then. And that's, through donations. They think they may have gotten somebody, Jeff told them about, maybe 100% donation for it. If not, Memorial Hall will pay whatever's, Memorial Hall trustees will pay this. But I just kind of give them a heads up that that's what they're doing if you pay for somebody asks you.
Okay. Being we're on that subject of Memorial Hall, when they, the city has got a grant to redo that block through there, will that affect anything as far as cost for Memorial Hall? Or is there something that they're wanting them to do, or is this completely just all city on street and curb only, or?
There's possibly a problem. Originally, when we put in that plaza, I contacted the city and had their engineers come down and look at it, and they said it would be 20 years before they ever did the pulled the sewer, or the storm drains out. So anyway, I still went ahead and there's a 6-inch drain pipe that I ran under the plaza just in case. So I'm been talking to the engineers and they're not sure how they're gonna do it. But what it is right now Memorial Hall, half of the front roof and all the head house drains into the sewer. And this whole project is to split those. It's where your storm drain goes to the storm drain and your sewer goes to the sewer.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, what we were gonna do is if you look at the building on the left side, there's a storm drain that comes right down in the corner. That's 1/4 of the roof on top. On the other side, there's another one. And what it does now is it runs there, it runs under the plaza with the sewer because it mixes with the ladies' restroom, and then it runs under the plaza. And then the men's side, it picks up the men's restroom and the storm water on the other side. Then it runs out to the alley between the old Firestone and Memorial Hall, where Firestones used to be. Well, what we did is under the plaza, we ran another 6-inch plastic line that's capped on both ends. And it's tipped and buried at the right depth, so where we could hook onto that and tie into that, and then run it out through the wall and onto the surface into the alley if need be. So that was kind of just one of those things we did just where we wouldn't have to tear the plaza up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's there, but I've been trying to get the city, and I don't know if I would get it done, would be to run those straight out and into the new storm drains, storm sewers, so it doesn't touch the top of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why all this is a problem is there's a lot of water that comes off that roof. 1/4 of that roof is a lot of water. And then in the winter, you have the handicap sidewalk that comes right up by it. So if we just pull it out and put it on top of the ground, you know, you're talking a truckload of salt to try to keep that sidewalk clear. So that's the reason why there's a problem.
Would that be much to go for more your ends are capped if you're actually picking up that water and taking a pipe out to the curb and street? Or is that legal, or
Right,
would you actually
right now
go
the curb is so short, but if they put in new curbs, that's possible, but then you'll have to figure out a way to, like, put a QC metal on it and stuff like that, well, you really wouldn't want that, but you're so shallow.
Mhm.
That's the problem with that.
I just wondered if that would then bypass it, so it wouldn't be in front of your handicapped walkway. Then if it came out to the curb, you wouldn't have the,
Well, but you're talking a 6-inch drain and a 5.5-inch curb, or a 6-inch curb. That's-
that couldn't be put into like a discharge, like a, where maybe sandwich out and come
Well,
out
the only way you
into
could actually do it that I've seen it done is you leave a trough there and put a steel something over the top of it.
Mhm.
That's the way that but there's, you know, that's a lot of problems
Yeah.
for a lot of reasons. That's the reason why, you know, right now, if it runs out, it'll go into that pipe that we put under the thing, cross there, tee the other one in, and then both of them, we'd have to bore a hole into the wall that's next to the east, north and south alley there, and drop it right into the alley there.
What if the city wants it separated? That's gonna be a big problem, isn't it?
That's separating it.
Oh, that's
Instead of
separating.
Running it on top of the alley.
Mhm.
See, there's a pipe that's buried like 23 inches deep under the plaza. So that would get us from there to the other side of the plaza, and then from the other side of the plaza to the east, there's a wall there. It's just a brick wall. And we'd have to bore through it, and it drops down about 2 foot. So it would be just, you'd be right there at level with the alley, and you would drop it into the alley.
And it would run to the, it would drain out into the drain part?
Into the alley, and then the alley, it would run out into the street, and then it would run down the curb to the corner, and back into the storm drain.
Now, when they put these new drainage system in, where would there be a, like, drains main in front of the building somewhere? Or do they have to, we're talking about putting in the new,
Right now, what there is, running center of the alley, there is a sewer that's about a 30 to 50-inch drain, tile drain. And then in the right in front of the street, there's another one. where they intersect. We're tied in the alley right now with the sewer and the storm, the downspouts.
Well, where I'm getting at is where would, you talked about tying into the city into the storm sewer. Now, the storm sewer, is that gonna be a new pipe or is that something existing?
Right now, the only thing they have is everything that runs off and sewer and everything is all.
In one, but they're gonna separate it.
That's the project that they're working on.
Right, well, I just wondered where the new storm sewer would go, not the regular sewer, but,
It has to run down the street because they're gonna pick up the corners where the
okay.
storm water runs into the sewer now, it will run into storm drains.
Okay, well, that's why I was wondering if those could be picked up instead of going to the curb, if they could go to the middle of the street and be picked up by that.
That's what I was hoping for, but some reason they don't want you to hook onto their storm drains directly.
Oh, okay, that's what I wasn't getting. Yeah, why that,
But they came down and they went through and we showed them everything. And we also, the alley that runs around the building is an actual waterway. And of course, it's on the north side of the building, so in the wintertime you get 6 inches of ice and there's not anything you can do about it. I mean, there's no way to get rid of it.
mhm.
He was asking me about it, but there's some drains around the top of that alley. So they're looking at it.
Okay,
Since you brought it up, I wanted to let you be aware that there is some problems if they do that.
okay, well, I was wondering, I knew this was coming up, and I was just curious if there was gonna be some expense or things.
I'd get some kind of agreement before they start on that project with the city, how the best way to handle that is. See, I didn't think they was gonna mess with any of the drainage. I just thought it was from the street, the sidewalk, and they was gonna plant some trees and.
Well, there's two different things we're talking about. One is the rehabilitation and the bump outs, and then the other is the actual storm sewers. Is a different project. It's separated from the grant that they got for the beautification.
Somewhere on 8th Street, I think it is, or maybe 7th, it's divided. There is a storm drain and a sewer. But from there on, it is, everything goes
Combined.
into one sewer. And I guess, I don't know for sure, but the way I understand it is when you get a big rain, it flushes that out and it runs out into the river. And of course, that's for all sewage, so that's the reason why they're trying to separate it out, so you just get sewer going to the treatment plant. Now, that's my, and I don't know that, that's my
That's the way I understood it.
But we have talked to them, and they have went around the building, and they have talked about doing things, and they're trying to engineer something for us. And I don't know what they're gonna do about the other buildings, because there's other buildings there too, so.
Yeah.
But Memorial Hall is a pretty good sized building, and that's a lot of water, so.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Okay. Thank you.
Have you got any prices on the doors yet, courthouse doors?
No, she hasn't got back to me yet. I talked to her
You'd
about
think
it
you'd be getting back. It's been a month.
about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I called her, and she said she was going to work up a contract of some kind, and she's supposed to send it to me. And I'll get a hold of her. I won't be up, well, I guess I might be able to be up next week, but, because the election, I guess, will be Monday and Wednesday, so, okay. I'll see what I can come up with on that too.
Okay, now Monday, we're gonna go right into open session in the morning, so there will be no workshop. Wasn't that what we decided? So if he comes up,
The 14th,
oh, that's the 14th, that's right.
and
Next week is the actual.
Yeah, we got another,
next Tuesday
We got
is
another
actual
week.
election.
okay, all
I
right.
might have to get
Tom-
somebody
Tom
else
and
to
I
take
help.
minutes, 'cause
Yeah, Tom and I helped her set up on Monday
Take down on
and
Wednesday.
Wednesday we take down, so that's the reason why I was saying. I was thinking about Tuesday, well, I'm free Tuesdays.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Joe.
All right,
Thanks.
you. Are you gonna check on the tax credits? You want me to?
No, I have to talk. to them
Anything,
anyway.
I don't think that I'm
Because
probably
they have
even
listed
allowed, but is there anything I can do Tuesday?
So
Do
I'll
you need
check.
extra personnel for anything? But, I mean,
All right,
I didn't,
thanks, Ray.
I would probably be available.
unless it's running. And they call and say, the machine don't work.
I should be available, so if you needed somebody to
I'm
run or
hoping-
do something,
I'm
I could.
hoping, but
Okay.
they get a little nervous.
What was the way
Isn't
the
that
votes are
unusual?
coming in? I would say that we would be maybe not as many at the polls, 'cause it seemed like there's
Isn't it
been a lot.
unusual to have that many early ballots, early voters, 700 some? Of course, it's the big election, but it's a lot of votes.
People wanna get it,
Get it done.
they're either afraid they're gonna get sick or the weather's gonna get bad. I don't think it'll get bad.
They want their
But
vote
that
to be counted.
They just kinda leery about if something happens that they can't get to the polls.
Maybe they think if they vote early, those ads will quit being on their TV.
don't
Or
have
they
to
can
worry
turn
about
their
it
TV off, and they don't have to watch them.
I went ahead, and since you had the satellite voting, I went ahead and done the satellite voting at Effingham. I happened to see Pauline setting up that morning, so kind of got me thinking about it. And then, so I've got mom and dad, and they're asking me now, what's on the ballot? So it's kind of an informative thing when you get a few people out
They
there.
probably want to come and do the,
Do you want a sample? We can get you a sample.
Do we put a
Oh.
sample? Don't you put a sample ballot on the website?
Yeah, there's sample ballots on the website.
Well, mom and dad
But
don't
we
have
couldn't get them pulled up out of Effingham.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I could just stop over there and get one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll do that. That would be very beneficial to them
We just had
because
a hard time getting them pulled up or printed. Something.
is there any new business before the board?
I have a
You wanna
support
look at
letter.
that?
Oh,
this is what he's.
I have a support letter for Project Concern for transport, I guess another grant to KDOT for transportation.
For a van?
I'm guessing it's probably their annual, since
Yeah.
KDOT reimburses KDOT.
And
Or
it's their
Project Concern.
annuals. We did
Probably
one
just a
last
simple
year.
letter of support. They have to it's a grant. It's always grant funded.
You want to read it, then I'll entertain a motion. Or we all got to sign it, I guess.
Yeah, we'll have to sign. So move.
We'll give him a chance. Do you read it?
Second it.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried, 3-0.
And I just have one more thing, and it's the maintenance, it's the management and operating reserve fund money that goes to ASAF into the 377 in the fourth quarter. $12,500.
Hmm?
Does this go someplace?
We wondered if you would make a note in the minutes that we had the training this morning and who
Okay.
attended.
Okay,
Should have did that new business. Good,
Yeah.
good catch.
Well,
we'll do
that's
it later, we'll do it.
okay.
After that.
Might not hurt to give, oh, she has it right there in front of her, the list of people that's here attended.
Yeah, I went ahead and that's the reason I laid it over here, so we wouldn't forget, and then there would be a record of who did attend.
I'd entertain a motion to give the chairman authority to sign off for the fourth quarter payment to the,
ASAF.
yes,
Also,
And
moved.
377.
it's been moved.
Second.
It's been moved second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried 3-0. Look for them initials, but I don't see. But anyway, they better signed.
How many people were here? How many?
Eight employees. Is there any old or unfinished business before the board? Hearing none, is there any county councilor updates?
I will need an executive session to talk about attorney-client matters. I think it's gonna take a while.
You have until 2:30 because Jamie comes in. 2:30 for
Jamie's,
executive
yeah,
session.
coming in at 2:30, so we got
You got an hour.
almost, yeah, roughly an hour.
Do you want to take a full hour or?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
45 minutes maybe. I'll let you go to the bathroom when we're done.
Well, we go to 120, and then that would give us a slight break, or 220. I'm sorry.
Those are also attorney-client.
I'd entertain a
Okay.
motion, we go into executive session at 1:35 and come out roughly at 2:20 with county commissioners and Pat Henderson, county council.
Also,
On, what are we gonna?
Attorney-client.
Attorney-client.
matters.
also move.
Second.
It's been moved and second, all those in favor say aye.
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 You wanna shut the tape off, Commissioner Knoll?
Okay, we're starting to record.
On our first executive session, Pauline, on the attorney-client, Jeff made the motion and Eric second. We come out at 2:20 with a 3-0 vote, no action taking. Then we went back into executive session at 2:21. Eric made the motion to go back in, Jeff second. Vote was 3-0 to go back in. And we got out of that executive session at 2:40. And now we'll discuss the action that
The vote was-
Was it on a non-elected?
it was on a
Personnel.
Non-elected personnel matter?
Right there.
And then did you make the motion to come out again?
Yes.
Eric
I
Eric
motion.
made the motion and Jeff seconded. 2:36 to be exact, so,
Okay, friends,
Oh, 2:36?
yeah.
Okay.
Now we're here to discuss the hire of the new ambulance director. I'd entertain a motion.
So move.
You entertain a motion and make the offer to Corey Scott. Wouldn't you add that?
Correct.
Okay. Entertain a motion to offer the job to Corey Scott. I have a motion. I hear a second.
Second.
Second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Corey, we are going to offer you a salary of $62,000 a year. We will evaluate you in a year's time, and then we will go there. We will furnish you a vehicle, and then you will be eligible for the benefits through what we have now. Health and dental and eyeglass. And I guess it's up to you now to say yay or nay.
Yes, sir. I'd like to accept.
All right, well, welcome aboard. We're glad to have you. Anybody have a comment, question?
I
Or?
just have a question.
Okay.
Your name?
Corey Scott.
Corey Scott.
S-C-O-R-Y?
C-O-R-E-Y. Middle initial P as in Patrick. Last name S-C-O-T-T.
Okay.
I might add that 2 weeks from, within a day or two, you'll probably give notice.
Yes, sir. Today.
Your vehicle will be, what'd you say, first of the, after the first year, we'll get you a vehicle. We don't know where we're going yet, but we'll furnish you with a vehicle. And then you'll have to set in on your hiring your financial person, make that decision. And we probably need to get that listed now. I don't know if you do that or the two of you would do it or,
We'll work together, get job
okay,
descriptions approved.
yes, we'd have to get a job description because that's going to be a new position.
Which you've been working on that anyway, but
Yep, and we have them almost ready for paramedic, EMT, and billing.
okay.
And I think, quote me wrong, on that one west room, we're dividing that up. So you would be in there until tech gets out of their office and your financial, you're gonna be crammed up for a little bit, but
There'll be plenty of room in that.
Plenty of
that
room.
area. So they'll be in there until January 31st at noon. Then he'll move from that office into the current director's office, and the building clerk will be out in that other area by themselves.
and then you'll have to get with Corey to get his benefit package started up, his insurance and
Yep.
all that information. And
Does the commission want to approve these job descriptions, or do you just want your HR director to put them out?
I would like to look at them when you find.
And
That's just me.
now that we can run them by Corey also, I'd like his input on it. 'Cause,
Yeah, he needs to have some
He needs
input
to
in it.
know, and maybe has a different slant than what we've seen, so. We'll get you right up and running. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
I
Is
just
that
have
a
one question,
question?
effective today or when?
2 weeks from today, if he's going to turn in his 2 weeks.
Whenever you can start, I would guess.
Well, that-
My
I just-
last, oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
My last shift with TechSync would be the 14th of this month.
So, do you want a day off, or do you want to start?
15th would be officially 2 weeks,
Okay,
in case they were to keep me on overtime that day, anything like that would occur. So 16th, if that's acceptable to everybody.
It is to me,
That's
yeah.
what I had down, but that's math.
16th, okay.
Do you have any questions for us?
I'm sure I will. I don't have anything prepared at this time. I'm sure-
Maybe-
sure I'll have
maybe-
a lot of questions.
Maybe we better ask the boss.
I think Wes and Jamie are very well informed on what we need to do, so
Okay.
I expect this to be a smooth transition.
Okay, let me ask you something, and you've worked there for a while. You know how the system is being run.
Mhm.
Do you see any changes to improve it?
Absolutely. A little more structured day in and day out. Some stability, and I think you guys bring that with this decision, no problem. Full-time staff, we need to discuss and determine that maybe we need a change from a primarily part-time service to a full-time service, and scheduling. I see a big change in scheduling. I've got potential plans in the works for almost every aspect of this operation. Certainly want your input and approval on all this, so.
Well, probably your first job will be to see if those that you want to rehire, you would have to interview them or whatever, and that's going to be a little process there.
Just getting, yeah, feet on the
Get-
ground
get
and
your
staffed up
staff.
and ready to hit the ground January
Now,
31st.
I will tell you, the people that work there deserve to know as quickly as we possibly can that we're gonna retain them if we can.
That's your
That's
call.
been something that's happened in the past where we didn't know we had jobs till a week before it changed. And I don't wanna put people in that position ever again.
No.
Yeah, that's not fair.
They worked hard, they really have. There's good people down there.
Yeah, and I think we're going back, they have to, everybody's going back through the rehiring process, is that what we stated early on?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, will he have input on this relicense? Or have
Licensing.
you already started that, or?
Yeah.
Look at Wes.
Transition
Wes is smiling now.
So we need to get that process started?
I'm very well aware what this is gonna entail. This is gonna be a challenge.
Okay, now, I believe it was you, but I'm not sure. There's some signage on our ambulances that we gotta take off because that was tech property, or was that another candidate?
I don't remember bringing that up in the
No,
interview,
it
but I am
wasn't.
aware of it. It
went
is a
in, but
corporate
Logo.
it is their corporate logo. We probably want to look at changing it. Yeah.
I think it will happen. I don't know if it's number one priority. I mean, as long as tech isn't complaining about it, I mean, I wouldn't make that number one. I mean, we need to get
No, it's,
all the transition stuff done, and
If they
then
own it,
that
it's proprietary.
will fall into place.
yeah, the aesthetics of the truck can come after work operations.
Yes.
The lady that was on the panel with me said she's seen no problem with the hospital furnishing, the
Medical director.
medical director, but you may touch base with those and make sure that that's in play. And that's all I can think of.
Okay, I don't, like I say, I can't think of anything right now, but 5 minutes from now I'll think of a question.
Absolutely. I know this will be a back and forth through this 90 days.
You have it thinking anything, Commissioner
No.
Shealy?
They're good to go.
Hand him my card.
We miss anything, Pat?
I don't believe so.
Welcome to Atchison County Court, Scott.
Yes, officially.
It's just avoid an early issue.
All I'm needed for, gentlemen?
I think so.
I believe, I don't, does he need to do anything with you today, Jamie?
Maybe.
Well,
What you
thank
say?
you again.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Welcome aboard, sir.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
We're gonna set some stuff up today, so it's already started.
Thank you. What do we need to do there?
It's avoid the check and under the issue, she said.
He seemed, I thought, very happy with the announcement. It's nice to see.
I liked his answer that he's been there and he's seen some changes that could improve. I hope he doesn't go in and do a whole lot of changes
I don't look for
too
that.
soon, but
Yeah, I don't look for that because you don't strike me as,
pushy or,
seem very level-headed.
yeah. Did you sign up on this?
Yeah.
Okay, I think
Does he live in
that.
Atchison County or does he live in Tulsa?
Is that?
Does he live in?
He lives at,
Just right over, he's right up next to Everest, North Everest, but he's
Oh.
in Donovan County.
Okay.
But I do believe he is in the time constraints. that
I
we put on.
believe he was 25 minutes, I think he said he timed it. 26 minutes, somewhere in there. It was getting close, but he was within it. Okay, does anybody else have any matters? I think that concludes what we have on the agenda.
You have a forum tonight?
Yes,
At what time and where at?
City Hall at 6 o'clock.
He's gonna talk to himself. I guess Tom
I-
Manishvili's not gonna be.
Well, that's what come out in the paper. I don't know whether he changed his mind or
Did you
not.
say
City
six
Hall.
o'clock? I heard on the radio at noon that he still was not planning on coming.
He sent a letter to the chamber saying he wasn't coming.
We should probably be at open session. Right?
Well, I just thought it was
Okay.
news as
Okay.
far as,
Well,
I mean, and
We're in open session.
yeah, I know. I think you should probably talk about that out of open session.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I'd entertain a motion. We adjourn at 2:50.
So moved.
second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. We're officially adjourned.
And I will
Okay.
put
I hope
the
that these